Hello there, you're welcome to our YouTube series on how to start a clothing business. My name is Laoye Curtis and I'm your go-to person when it comes to building a profitable clothing business. In this series, I've covered a couple of points that I feel like you can check out in our previous videos. The first step to starting a clothing business that will be profitable is to carve your niche. That is the first step, and we've got a video for that. The second step is for you to create your portfolio of designs, under that niche that you have come up with. So, and the third step is for you to identify who your target audience are, your ideal customers. Yes, you need to identify who your ideal customers are, and for you to do that, you need to know who your target audience are. You can check out the video for that also. And we've learned how to build marketing list, because the money is in the list, not just the designs that you come up with. If you have great designs but you don't have a list of people to sell it to, you won't sell. So that is a flow of the first steps we've covered so far. So in today's series, we're going to be covering production model and production method. In essence, you need to work out the production method and the production model that you will deploy in order to meet demands once you start marketing. Are you ready? Are you good to go? If you are good to go, let me know in the comments. We are good to go, good to go, good to go, sir. Thank you. Okay, so the deal is this. There are two types of production methods that you can deploy once you've committed yourself to producing the portfolio of designs that you're making. You see, portfolio of designs simply means a collection of unique designs that you have created for the types of clothing you have chosen to carve a niche in. So if you've decided to carve a niche around workwears, that is different types of clothing, that people who go to work, working professionals can wear. So it can be in different types, it can be for different genders, it can be for men and women, it can be for men alone, it can be for women alone. Once you've identified, those kind of clothing, right, you need to come up with your own designs. Now, these designs, they are your footprint in the industry. They are yours for you to promote to the market out there and to get customers. Now, once you have these designs created, then you go to production. You produce prototypes. Prototypes simply means samples, that you can showcase and let people know, hey, we've got this, would you like to buy? Yes, it doesn't matter whether you are going into ready-to-wear production or you're going into bespoke tailoring. At the end of the day, what matters is that you come up with beautiful products, beautiful design. So if you are thinking bespoke as your direction that you want to go to, then you need to understand that you are rendering a service that delivers products at the end of the day. Don't forget that. If you're into ready to wear, you don't have any hassles, you don't have any issues, mentally in terms of figuring out what to do. You simply produce what you like, what customers will want, and then you go to market. Okay, so you have your portfolio of designs, you create samples, also known as prototypes. Once you have the prototypes ready, right, then you need to figure out how to manufacture them. Now, the interesting thing is you don't necessarily have to sit behind the machine to produce. You can always hire people to do that. Okay, you can hire people to produce for you in-house, or you can hire them by outsourcing your production. That's where we came up with the idea of production methods. Essentially, you have in-house production method and you have outsourcing method. In-house simply means you put together the team of garment technicians, also known in local parlance as joiners, right, or seasoned professional tailors that can handle the garment production process from design to finished goods, depending on what you can afford. Okay, in some instances, if you are just starting out on your own and you are low on cash, you might have to be the one that produces, that designs, that produces, and then markets. Okay, so if you're going the route of solopreneur, in that case, it means that you are wearing many hats. But if you have the finances, right, within reasonable limits to hire a team, then you just simply oversee the production process. And the production process has its own flow, okay, from designing the clothing to drafting the patterns, if you are using pattern drafting method, to cutting the patterns on fabric, right, and proceeding to sewing, joining the fabric together, ensuring neat finishing, and then ironing and packaging of the final outputs. That's just the basic flow of production, but then it isn't set in stone. Okay, this is just to make things as simple as possible. Now, when you have an in-house team to work with you, congratulations. If you don't have an in-house team, you can simply outsource. Outsourcing works great for people who do not have the time, the energy, and the resources to, hire people and oversee people working for them. So if you know you are in paid employment, but you want to start a clothing business, right, outsourcing will be a great option. However, outsourcing has its demerits too, just like in-house production has its own demerits. Okay, we may get into that in another video, but for now, just understand that you can outsource. If you've got to outsource, do me a favor, do your research. Ensure that the garment production company that you are outsourcing your production to, they specialize in that kind of clothing. You don't want to take to a garment production company that only makes A-line dresses, jackets, for them to make jackets, which are complex, jobs. So you go to only those who have track record in producing the type of clothing you want. So that reduces errors, mistakes, and whatnot. Okay, once you figure out the production method that works for you, the beautiful thing is this: you can then figure out your production model. Now, production model works for you when you begin to sell and you need to meet up with demands. Okay, if you've got customers who are making demands, right, for your prototypes, for your design, your portfolio of designs, and the demand is a whole lot that your in-house team cannot meet up, then you may consider outsourcing or hiring more hands to help with the production, or stretch your work hours depending on what works for you. I mean, I would encourage you to talk to a business coach, fashion business coach, or a consultant to help you look into that. Okay, because a little mistake in decision making can cost you a lot of money, added money that you may not be able to recover. That said, with production models, I have two examples that you can leverage. The first is pre-order, the other is limited order quantity. If you outsource your production, you would always hear from the garment manufacturers that they have a minimum order quantity, MOQ, that they do not go below. That means the number of units they will not go below that you need to pay for. Now, that's where your finances will play a big role. So if their minimum order quantity is too large for you to handle, then in-house production will be the option you have. Okay, but regardless of whichever whichever method you decide. The thing is, you can use pre-order model. Yeah. So pre-order means you produce the prototypes, also known as samples of your designs, and then you advertise them, asking for interested customers to do what? Place an order, and they make full payment. That is what pre-order is all about. They make full payment, and you give them a delivery date. Now, if you are into bespoke, if you're into bespoke tailoring, as it were, to a large extent, you may need to run your pre-order based on the part deposit. Okay, that means they make part payments, and when their products are ready, then they make full payments before you deliver. Okay, that's what works for bespoke. So if you're going to be using part payment plans, please don't collect anything less than 70% as upfront payment. Yes, it safeguards your business. Okay, but this is just an advice from me to you. You make your final decision. Yeah. So that said, once you have pre-order model in place, it makes it a lot easier for you to not tie money down. Okay, and you can even work with customers' payments in some instance to cover the production cost, and you'll be fine. Okay, the other one, limited order quantities, simply means that you produce a few quantities in popular sizes that you have noticed that your target audience usually buy. So you have to do your market research to find out what sizes do people usually order these types of clothing. Then you produce minimum quantities, right? Maybe 10 in total. You can have, say for example, 3 designs of clothing, and you produce just 3 or 4, you produce 4 units in maybe 2 sizes each, and then you sell. Once you sell, you produce another stock while watching the market trends. Once you notice that demand is petering out and people are not really ordering again, then you stop. So you don't necessarily have to tie money down. That is how you run with production methods and production models. Do well to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and in the comments, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you've learned, and feel free to ask questions. I would gladly respond to your questions, and I may even turn some of them into videos. Thank you.